Welcome back to Trading IQ, where we will learn the unlimited nature of the stock market. In my last couple of videos, we have identified how to buy a stock using support and resistance, volume, moving average, and relative strength. Now that we identified these key elements, which are going to be fundamentals when we are going to buy a stock, now the main question is which stock to buy? There are about 5,000 plus listed companies in the Indian stock market, and it is a very difficult decision for a beginner or for anyone to decide which stock they are going to invest in. So for this, we will learn sector analysis in today's video and some key sectoral indices. So let's jump into my screen.
The best website available in the market to study sector is moneycontrol.com. Once you're on the website, you will hover your mouse on market and then click on Indian indices. Now, once you're there, you would see BSE and NSE. So these are two exchanges. So BSE is Bombay Stock Exchange and NSE is National Stock Exchange. So we can trade in either exchange. Now for NSE, we have these many indices, and under each of these indices, we have a set of stocks, right? Now, how these indices formed? So before we understand these indices, let us understand this first. The overall market is divided into three categories based on market capitalization. And these are large cap, mid cap, small cap. Now, what is market cap? It is the overall value of a company that is traded on the stock market, calculated by multiplying the total number of shares by the present share price. So, based on the market cap, all the traded companies are divided into three categories and then subdivided by their actual industry, that is, different sectors such as banking, pharma, FMCG, etc. Right? Now, let's discuss how the indices are formed. So, as you can see, this is Nifty 50. So, what is Nifty 50? Remember, while we were discussing relative strength, we were comparing the given stock with Nifty 50, which is the market, right? So it is a benchmark Indian stock market index that represent the weighted average of 50 of the largest Indian companies listed on the Indian stock exchange. So Nifty 50 is what we call market. And as you can see, these are the top 50 companies available or the large cap companies available in India, right? Now, what is Nifty Next 50? It is the index that represents the weighted average of 50 potentially large companies who are fighting for their place in Nifty 50. Okay. Similarly, we have these other sectoral indices. Now, how would we study these indices on the chart? So, for that, I have already created a watch list of all these different indices on the chart. So, how would you study them? So we now have to apply all the learnings from the last two videos. So if you haven't watched them yet, I would request you to please watch them first. Otherwise, you would struggle understanding from here on. So we discussed when we should consider buying based on support and resistance, moving average, relative strength, and volume. Now, to study these sectoral indices, we won't have the support of volume to study. Because understand this, these are not traditional stocks and trading is not happening here. This is simply for us to study which sector is performing better, positioned better, for us to consider buying from that sector. So for the sectoral studies, we would use 30-week moving average, relative strength, and support and resistance. So now let's study the mid cap sector. So this is Nifty Mid Cap 100. And as you can see, this is Nifty Mid Cap 100. And these are the top 100 companies, top mid cap companies available in India, right? Now let's study its chart. So it is positioned well above its 30-week moving average, and it is performing much better than the overall market, which is Nifty 50. And let us draw, I mean, we already have drawn this resistance level, which it created back in January 2018. And then it recently broke out this year. And it is positioned well above its 30-week moving average. So there is no better place than to be in the mid cap sector right now, right? As simple as that. Similarly, let's look at a weak sector, PSU Bank. So this index represent all the public sector bank, right? And as you can see, it is positioned close to its 30-week moving average. However, it has a resistance level to break out, right? Which it had created in 2018, right? So it is trading near to that resistance level, right? So this is a weak sector compared to the mid cap sector. Now, since we identified one of the sector, which is mid cap, now which stock to buy from mid cap sector? Now, for that, you have to go to mid cap sector and see which stocks are in the mid cap sector. So these are the stocks. So now you have to study each one of them on the chart and see which one of the few are performing better than the rest. So you have to choose the best from the best. That is the key here in the stock market.
Now we know which companies to buy and when to execute your trades. If you have any confusion, I would request you to please study my last 3 videos, including this one, for you to understand which companies to buy and when to execute your trades. Now, to solidify your buying decision, I'm going to introduce you to stage analysis by Stan Winstein, and this would be the last strategy that I use before I buy a stock. So in the meantime, I would request you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more search content. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.